So welcome to Life Under Lockdown, our video series discussing lots of things that are going on in the Catholic Church around Scotland and further afield. I'm delighted today to be joined by Tony Kearney, who is the director and producer of Preschool, which will be shown tonight, Sunday, on BBC Scotland. So welcome, Tony.
Thank you, John. It's lovely to be here. I think you're doing a fantastic job.
Thanks very much. What can we expect to see? What we're looking forward to on Sunday night?
I think you're going to see a real mixed bag. Basically, I spent 18 months back and forward with the students, the seminarians at the Pontifical Scots College in Rome. And you'll get to see, basically we're going to smash the mysteries really of what it's like to train for the priesthood. And you'll see the class of 2018, 2019 are full to capacity. It's practically the college is full. There's a spike in vocations, which is incredible. And I just went over there, built up the trust with the boys, and in time, basically you'll just harness what they gave me, which was a place of absolute joy, selfless, great humour, really welcoming, very devout young men who want to give their lives to God. And in the very secular, fast society that we live in at the moment, that's kind of, people find that hard to fathom. And so I wanted to investigate and talk about that, and the boys were so open with me, and each and every one of them talked about their faith journeys, their vocations, and how they're calling. For us looking in, it's quite maybe hard concept to understand what a vocation actually is. It's not a bolt from the blue. It's various things really, and so the boys made a really good attempt at explaining all of that to me. So basically, what you're going to see tonight is a slice of life in the seminary, and a slice of life of what is it like to train to be a priest. And at the end of it, you'll see that it's incredible, the journeys these boys are on, the sacrifices they're making, but the joy that they're bringing and the fulfillment that they have, it's really palpable. And also you'll see that they're down-to-earth guys that like a laugh, great humour, they like a drink, they like their football, and as I say, it kind of smashes a lot of the mysteries about perhaps years ago what we had about the perceptions of priests and clericalism, if you like.
Yeah, and talking about the perceptions, did you have perhaps your own initial perceptions of what you might expect, and how did those change, if they did change when you did the programme?
They did change. I mean, I was brought up in a very devout Catholic household, and so priests coming in and out of the house was the norm for us. Both cousins are priests. My dad's cousin was a nun, so it was very comfortable around the clergy. But for me, because I'm a bit older and most of the guys are younger than me, I was very sort of deferential at first, and I kind of realised as I had to put that hat off and just come at it as a filmmaker and a documentary maker and just say, okay, guys, this is what I need. I need to do the filming of this, filming of that, tell me your stories. And it kind of worked. I kind of got, where there was a mutual respect there. And so my perceptions, I suppose, just changed in the fact of kind of what I've said earlier. These are just really down-to-earth guys that are struggling with their own, worries in life, and they're not they don't want to be, and nor are they on a pedestal. They're just one of us, and and we're all in it together. I used 2 cameramen over the 18 months, and both of them have no faith whatsoever, but they adored their time at the Scots College, and they came away with just like, wow, these guys are amazing. And a few numbers were swapped, and both my camera operators said, wow, we live in a real narcissistic society, don't we? And this is the opposite here. These guys are just very, very selfless. I've said in a radio interview before, I didn't set out to do a portrayal of saintly apostles, because they're humans, very strong-willed with opinions, and that's really healthy too. And so what I saw was like, discussions and challenges of opinions and stuff like that. And they're just normal guys. They're not saintly, but I think that's what makes it so accessible, and I think that's what we want.
It sounds absolutely fascinating already. I'm actually desperate to see it because I've not seen it. I was talking to Bishop Keenan earlier, and he had seen a preview of it, and he thought it was absolutely incredibly well done. So it sounds fantastic. you followed their journey and you come back to Scotland, and we actually met up at the ordination of Mark O'Donnell in Wishaw. What an emotional day it was. What was your thoughts getting personally invested with Mark's story and then seeing it come to its fruition?
Yes, well, I have to say that Sancta Familia did a wonderful job on the day of that ordination.
Thanks,
it looked beautiful, so it was great to have you boys on board with that. Yeah, following Mark's journey, and it was, I would say it was just a real privilege to be at that pivotal moment of his journey, you know, his 7th year, his final exams, when he was, you know, really studying very, very, very hard to kind of just get through the final, you know, get across the line, basically. And he was you could just tell he was ready to finish college, and he was ready to start his mission. He was ready to go and be in a parish and do what God was calling him to do. So to see that whole journey, I could just see like dying to get off the starting blocks, you know. And then of course the privilege to film his ordination and have the privileged access that we had there to all of it. His ordination was beautiful. It was very emotional. The first ordination in St. Thomas's in White Inch there, and yeah, it was great. And the family and the friends and the reactions all round.
I mean,
so that kind of was that whole story arc, if you like, of the doc.
Yeah, I mean, this is like, for me, thinking about this is actually providential. This program's coming out tonight because we can't escape from the fact that we are under lockdown, and one of the areas which are most affected are the elderly and those who are going to church, and priests who have been separated from their flock, their vocation. They can't see their people. The people can't see their priest. So tonight we're hoping that this video, which when it shows on BBC, will really bring a great amount of comfort to people. There are masses online. People can watch masses online, but a vast number of people out there don't have access to the internet and rely on seeing these things from their television sets. So that's going to be a great comfort to them. So it's providential in that regard. Where can we see the programme, Tony?
So you can see the programme on the BBC Scotland channel, and that is at 10:15 tonight on the BBC Scotland channel. It's an hour long. I mean, it was 18 months and we've had to truncate that into an hour, which has been no mean feat at all. But I think we touch on everything. And like you say, we give hope. And I think as Catholics in Scotland, you know, because we're in a minority really, but then you see the boys over there, they're part of the global religion that is the Catholic Church. And that's wonderful to see, you know. And also we followed them in moments when they met the Pope, and they had Limina, the St. John Ogilvie, Scotland's saint, that you don't really hear much about. You know, we were there, we filmed all that, we learned lots as well, you know. So I'm hoping it will entertain, it will educate, and it will make people think, and it will give people good grace and a strengthening of faith. I think it ticks all the boxes. And at the moment, like you said, we're in lockdown. I think there's a real thirst and a real need for some inspirational and hopeful stories at the moment.
Amen. So we're looking forward to it. Pick up your phones, call that elderly relative, let them know it's on, and let us know how you find it. So thanks, Tony, for your time, and we're really, really looking forward to seeing this fantastic show.
Thank you. Lovely to chat with you, John.
God bless. Stay safe.